Hearing that breaking news on this still unfolding story here happening in Sacramento. A search underway for two people who are armed. They are suspected in a deadly shooting. The victim who was killed was found near a light rail station on Q Street. Other people were also shot and taken to the hospital. So what we're looking at right here is the search for those suspects. This is at the Sac State campus near the American River, right by the parkway there. You can see different vehicles there, and the vehicle that we believe was the carjacked vehicle. And they're looking for these two suspects. As we zoom in, we can show you the vehicle there, that Honda right there, that the police believe was the carjacked vehicle.
That's right, and this is very close to the base of the Guy West Bridge. Thankfully, Sac State is on spring break right now, so there's not a lot of traffic congestion, not a lot of students on campus. There are still some students, but not a lot. But again, this search continues for what police are calling two armed and dangerous males. They say do not approach them, and they do believe that they're on foot. Not far from where the carjacking happened, down Folsom Boulevard and 59th Street, Phoebe Hearst has been put onto lockdown, especially for their after-school program.
Yeah, we know that the two suspects described by police as black, one wearing a red shirt or a baseball cap, and we just got word that the lockdown there at Phoebe Hearst has been lifted, but that was good. Probably a bit of a jarring afternoon for some of the kids there and the parents and caregivers there to pick up some of the kids. But that again has been lifted. And like you mentioned, Lisa, Sac State is on spring break, but still you have a lot of kids who stay behind for spring break. And where this shooting happened at this light rail station, there are a lot of different new student housing areas there where people, again, although it's spring break, a lot of kids stay behind here. And as we zoom across the campus there, you see the football field. That's the area where we're talking about, right near where the shooting happened, and the carjacking right there in that parking lot there of the Ultimate Fitness gym, where a person who works out there was coming out, and they were carjacked after this deadly shooting at the light rail station. That's
right, and that's the light rail station that you see on the top of your screen. On the right side of the screen, that's that housing that Golson was just mentioning. So again, in total, 3 people were shot. 2 of them taken to the hospital. 1 of them was killed. So again, this is the latest that we're following here at 5. We appreciate you joining us right now, but you can see just how busy of an area this is, and that parking lot a very busy area. They have also, by the way, closed Ultimate Fitness for the day. So this happened at that 65th Street light rail station that's at the top of the screen. That light rail train obviously stopped as this investigation continues. A lot of crime scene tape up there.
Yeah, and again, the carjacking taking place after that shooting at that business there, and the car, like we showed you, abandoned there at the Sac State campus near the Guy West Bridge, and the light rail area is blocked off by crime scene tape. Still some questions we're trying to nail down for you as we look at this video from an hour ago. The call coming in just before 3:30 this afternoon about the shooting, and what we're trying to find out is, we know 1 person was killed. We do not know the conditions of the other 2 people. Right after that shooting, the suspect or suspects went across the street and carjacked a member of an Ultimate Fitness gym that's right there, and took the victim's car there over to Sacramento State. Live Copter 3 flying over that area where we found the car. No suspects so far, and that's where we are with the search for those 2 dangerous suspects.
And so you can see there are a lot of officers right along the river, the American River at Sacramento State, looking for those suspected carjackers and the shooters in this deadly situation. Sacramento police aren't confirming whether the carjacking is connected to the shooting at the light rail station. They're not confirming that officially, although we at KCRA 3 have been told by witnesses that it was connected.
Yeah, we're glad that we're able to show you some of these pictures from the air, because it really does tell the story. And you'll only get that here on Live Copter 3, KCRA 3. We do have team coverage on the search for the suspected carjacker in the deadly shooting. Again, these people are considered very dangerous. Let's start with Leanne Denyer, who's at the scene of where that shooting happened. Leanne.
Yeah, you mentioned we're here at the light rail station. There's, of course, that student housing that you mentioned. There's also a hotel. We're in the parking lot of the Hampton Inn and Suites right now. But I want to give you a sense of the scope of this scene. You can see over my shoulder here a number of Sacramento police officer vehicles. You can see a bunch of media here as well. And then we've got the crime scene investigations truck. Multiple of them. We've got one here, we've got one more just over here, but I want to bring you closer now to the light rail station where police know that this scene is of course a part of all of this. We can see a number of Sacramento police officers who are working near the train right there. That train, of course, not moving at this point, and the entire light rail station is taped off. This yellow tape just sort of weaving its way through the light rail station at this point. We were able to talk with the Sacramento Police Department a few minutes ago, and I think the big sort of check on where we're at right now is we have a lot of information, but we're trying still, and they tell us they're trying to still piece everything together. How are all these pieces of information connected? A short time ago, we did hear a helicopter overhead alerting people in the area that the police department was looking for these two individuals, one in a black hoodie, one in a gray hoodie. We're told they are two men that they are looking for. And like you both have mentioned, police did tell us they do believe they are armed and dangerous, and they are looking for them at this point. But the big thing to know here at the light rail station is we do know that one person has died. They believe that happened in this general vicinity. We're trying to figure out more details about the other two people that were shot. Sacramento police say they know they were taken to the hospital, but still really trying to piece together exactly what happened here this afternoon. But that's what we're seeing here at the light rail station. I know there are multiple places that all seem to be connected to this investigation at this point, but we'll send it on back to you in the studio for now.
All right, Leanne, thank you so much. Let's continue our live team coverage right now. Catalina Estrada is where that vehicle is that we believe was abandoned at Sac State's campus near the Guy West Bridge. Catalina?
Yeah, Lisa, and you can actually see the vehicle, which is a Honda Civic. It's not parked correctly, like someone just came and stopped it. Earlier today, we showed you the vehicle had all of the doors open. Since then, police officers have closed the doors of the vehicle, and we've seen park rangers in the area just searching around here. You can see them stopping someone right now that's just riding their bike, a passerby. They're letting people know that they're searching for these two suspects that are armed and dangerous. We can see right now a park ranger is going down towards the American River. So we have seen a lot of police presence in the area, concentrated just searching for these two suspects. We've also heard the helicopter flying around in the area, warning people that they're searching for these two suspects to call 911 if they see them. And also a lot of Sacramento police and Sac County Sheriff's vehicles just patrolling the area. While we were standing here, we saw at least three driving by, just making sure that they are searching through the whole area, which is a large campus. And like you guys mentioned, right now it's spring break, so there's not a lot of people, but we have seen people like that person you just saw riding their bike, walking around, walking dogs. So there is people on campus, and anyone who has their car in this parking lot has been escorted by police to make sure they can drive away, because right now this area, there's crime scene tape up, and definitely it's an area of interest for police right now, searching for these two suspects that are armed and dangerous. This is still ongoing here, but for now we're going to send it back to you. Live in Sacramento, Carolina Estrada, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Catalina, thanks for that part of our coverage on the ground. Here's a live shot just over where Catalina is, down in that parking lot right there. There's the Guy West Bridge, which a lot of students and faculty and other people who work and go to school at Sac State use to get over to Campus Commons and other areas there over the American River. Just a beautiful sight, but right now, you know, there's a major search on right now for two people believed to have guns in the wake of this deadly shooting at this light rail station not far from campus there. So these suspects are considered dangerous. We just know that one of them was described as having a red type of sweatshirt on and a red baseball cap. Not a lot to go on. And it is interesting, Lisa, that the car was found there, and you would think that they would either go maybe get up on the bridge or maybe be down somewhere there near the river.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that they ditched the car so soon,
yeah,
and to ditch the car so quickly after, you know, carjacking it allegedly.
Yeah, let's go back. Okay, as we zoom in here, this is where the car was abandoned after it was carjacked. And as we zoom in there, thank you very much, Livecopter. It's behind the tree there. We can now actually pull out and show you, like you mentioned, Lisa. They
just
didn't
how
get
close
far.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, we can show you where the scene of the crime.
Let's show where Ultimate Fitness and the light rail train is. It's not far. It's right there. Right there.
Yeah, just across that one little sliver of the campus there. Near the baseball field, near the football field, and you get right across and you've got all that new student housing. And that building there in the lower left corner, There's a grocery store right there, there's a Dollar Tree, and there's the Uriah Faber gym there, Ultimate Fitness. And it was there that one of the members of the gym was coming out, presumably maybe after a workout, and was carjacked. So
yeah, and look at officers now taping off that portion of the parking lot, which tells us a little bit more that investigation now needs to include that portion of the parking lot, because we know that one of the members of the gym was carjacked.
Yeah,
so
and the gym is, they're closing for the rest of the day.
They have closed for the rest of the day.
All right, we are on top of this from the air, on the ground. We've got teams covering this, and we'll bring you any new information. But again, just be aware that 2 people are on the run right now. They are suspects in a deadly shooting at the light rail station here in this part of Sacramento. We'll be right back.